So yesterday, Raven released a statement saying that they're working on looking to provide some counterplay to Dead Silence by potentially, maybe introducing a new perk or reworking some old perks. So that kind of got me thinking about what other things you could do to potentially change up the Warzone perk meta because it's basically been the same for essentially since Warzone release, where everybody's basically using EOD, Ghost, and Amped. That's what the majority of the player base is using. Obviously, there's some people that use, double time, restock, maybe even high alert. But for the majority of players, they're using those three perks I just mentioned. And now you're probably thinking, well, yeah, some people use, overkill as well. But when you think about it, most people that use overkill, they get the second loadout and get ghost anyway. So really, it kind of all comes back to ghost and those three perks again. And so there's a couple ways they can go about this. Right? Obviously, one way is they could just get rid of all the old perks and start again. But I think that's kind of extreme because I have nothing really wrong with the current perks. I think it's just that they don't really have much competition, right? Like for instance, Ghost. So for instance, one of the first perks I was thinking of is like if there was a perk to help you plate faster that was in the same category as Ghost, that would really be good because then people have to contemplate do they want, or they have to think about if they want to plate faster, which can really help in a gunfight if you're fighting multiple people, or do they want to just stay off the radar, right? Now there are some ways to obviously nerf Ghost kind of more directly or indirectly, right? If they nerf heartbeat sensor, then Ghost gets nerfed indirectly because less people using heartbeat sensor would result in less people needing to use Ghost. Obviously, they can also nerf Ghost by making you have to be moving, kind of like in Cold War or Black Ops games where you have to be moving for Ghost to be working. But personally, I think just adding more competition would be better, as I mentioned previously. Another perk idea I had was Mule Kick from Zombies that gives you the ability to hold three primary weapons. And now I wouldn't have it like Overkill, where you like have three weapons from your loadout, but I think just having the ability to pick up a third weapon would be really interesting and kind of add to more diversity in play styles and perk variety. Because overall, that's what kind of we're aiming for here. We want to see more diversity in the perks being used. It's not that I don't mind that people use Ghost or Amped or things like that. It's just like you want to see more variety of perks being used. So having three weapons could be really cool because let's say you're an aggressive player who uses like an AR and SMG. Having Mule Kick would allow you to pick up a sniper as your third weapon, or if you get a second loadout, and now you have a really long range option. Again, you use AR sniper, and then you want, it just adds to more options of how to play. And like for instance, one way, maybe you get overkill first loadout, and then second loadout you get Mule Kick, and now you have the two weapons from overkill plus your third weapon from your second loadout there, the Mule Kick loadout. And so another kind of zombies perk I was thinking that could work is maybe like a quick revive. It would give you maybe the ability to revive teammates faster, which would be probably more helpful, obviously, in trios and quads, and then also could help you self revive faster if you have a self revive. So another perk option I was kind of thinking of was like maybe a bandolier perk where you could hold more ammo. So this would increase your max ammo capacity. So for instance, for ARs, you can hold up to 210 extra ammo, but maybe you could increase that by maybe two mags and up that to 270 since the packs of AR ammo are in bundles of 30. And then similarly for SMGs, you can hold up to 150, and so that would be bumped up to 210. And then for snipers, you can hold 40, and since they drop in packs of 8, you could put it up to 48 or 56. And then you could either have in the same perk or maybe a separate perk to let you hold a second self revive. Now, I would have a cooldown between uses, so it's not too powerful. So maybe like a 30-second to a minute cooldown, so that let's say you self revive and you get down again, you can't immediately use it again. You have to wait a bit. I think that'd be cool, so you don't have to keep going to buy stations, especially towards end game where sometimes there are no buy stations left. Not all these perk ideas I'm saying should be implemented, but I'm just brainstorming and kind of sharing my ideas and seeing what you guys think, and seeing if you might think they are good ideas and you would like to see them put in the game. But another one is to hold a second kill streak. So imagine you have a perk that lets you hold like an UAV and then an airstrike, or an airstrike and a cluster. Right, that could be pretty powerful. But again, if you're sacrificing maybe EOD or double time to use that, then yeah, it might seem a bit powerful, but when you're seeing what you have to give up in order to use it, it's not as bad. And kind of sticking along those lines of extra kill streak, so maybe they can have a danger close perk that lets kill streaks be a little bit more powerful. So maybe like UAVs will last an extra 10 to 15 seconds. And then if you have triple UAV, maybe it turns into a harp instead, so you can actually see ghost players. And then for airstrikes, maybe they have an extra strafe run, and cluster strikes have an extra missile or two. And I was really interested in this because, again, there hasn't really been a shift in the perk meta since Warzone released. And of course, Warzone was built on the Modern Warfare engine, but really, Modern Warfare is not really the main game anymore, right? Obviously, the Cold War guns are dominating the meta and Warzone right now. And of course, the whole map is Verdansk 84 for Black Ops Cold War. So that's why I think it's not even a bad thing to maybe disconnect the perks from just being the Modern Warfare perks, because Warzone isn't even really about Modern Warfare anymore, specifically. Obviously, you can still use the Modern Warfare guns, but I think they have the ability to switch up the perks, and make the game maybe a bit more versatile, a bit more interesting. But let me know what you think of in the comments below. If you like this type of video and want to see more, obviously you can like and subscribe. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.